Is it possible for financial advisors to transform their sales almost overnight? Here's one way you can do just that. It's your unique value proposition. Here's what we're going to cover. Understanding your unique value proposition, crafting a compelling UVP, and leveraging the UVP for business growth. Your unique value proposition, or UVP, is the thing that helps you differentiate yourself from every other advisor in the market. It is the way that if a horde of advisors are standing in a room, that when your target market or your ideal dream client walked in the door, they could look at all of those advisors and then look at you and say, that advisor is for me. Now, the thing is, everybody thinks they have a unique value proposition. I've helped many advisors build unique value propositions, and everyone thinks that they have one when they start. And I usually hear things like, I've been in the industry for 10 years. I provide the best customer service. I've got a CFP or a CFA. Listen, those are great, but for the most part, those things are prerequisites. If your prospect is looking at hiring an advisor, they're assuming that you know that what you're talking about and that you're going to provide a certain level of customer service. I mean, that's a given. They assume you've got some experience. Those things aren't really a UVP. In fact, I remember doing a training session for about 100 advisors one day, and I asked the audience, who has a UVP? And almost everybody's hand went up. But then I asked someone in the front row, what's your UVP? I mean, explain it to me. And of course, he went right into, well, I've been an advisor for 15 years. I really care about my clients. I help them save tax. And he went on and rattled off, I don't know, five or six other things as well. But then I turned to the room and I said, well, who else can claim all of those things? And of course, everybody's hand goes up, or almost everybody's hand goes up. Most advisors are using the same unique value proposition, which is why there's no true and real differentiation. If you want to earn significantly more, close more business, you're going to have to stand out. You're going to have to differentiate yourself. You're going to have to create a strong, compelling, clear, unique value proposition. When you are unique and you are fully differentiated from everyone else, and you are seen as the right fit for the right niche, you have the ability to create what's called exclusivity. If you are the best provider for a particular market, you almost by default create some level of scarcity. When you create a brand in a market that's giving you the exclusivity that's allowed you to stand out, you have a built-in advantage. In order for me to compete with you, I now have to replicate the service or the outcomes that you're getting for your clients. I now have to overcome the disadvantage of the fact that you are perceived to be the right person for that right market. A really good UVP will actually deter people from even trying to compete with you. Now, how's that? Now, how do you create a good UVP? First thing you do is you find 10 competitors. Very simple. Go online. Go look at their websites. Find out what they are claiming as their UVP. Look at their website. Look at their about page on LinkedIn. What are they trying to convey that makes them different? What you'll find most of the time with financial advisors is you'll see that 8 or 9 of the 10 have the exact same UVP. Well, that's okay, because one, it helps you say, all right, don't talk about those things. And two, it helps you identify what things really, really stand out. Who are the advisors that actually stand out in this space? Then, when you've got a basic assessment of the market and the lay of the land, at least at a high level, you can also spot some gaps. You can see, hey, you know what? No one's actually speaking to this market, or no one is speaking to this problem. No one is speaking to this process. Then, armed with that audit, what you do is conduct an audit on yourself. What are all your strengths? Just get them all out on paper. Like everything that you think might be part of your UVP, list every single one of them. Then you look at that list and say, all right, which of these is actually relevant to my market? Because you undoubtedly have on this list a bunch of strengths that your market may not even care that much about. So cut the list that way first. Say, okay, which of these does my market actually care about? Then you look at that list and you say, now, which of these are truly unique? You offer great customer service? No, that's great, but that's not unique. That's what everyone's going to say. You're an advisor with a designation. Okay, cool. You're a CFP, but again, It also offers some, you may also offer some strategic tax advice, not just investment advice. I've heard that quite a bit as well. The litmus test is, can my competitor put that on their website? If they can, then chances are you don't have something that's unique. Doesn't mean you can't use it in your marketing. Doesn't mean it's not a strength that you can use. It's just not part of your UVP. Now, before you can create an effective value proposition, determine who your target audience is. This will help you truly tailor your value proposition to appeal to your prospects. A solid financial advisor value proposition will include 3 essential elements. Number 1, qualities. What unique qualities do you bring to your services? How do they appeal to your target audience? Number 2, value. Clearly describe the benefits that you will provide to your client. What value do you have in their business or their life? And number 3, appeal to emotion. This is so important. Consider using your knowledge of your target market to appeal to emotion. Touch on the value you can bring to their unique situation or even family life. So for me, for instance, instead of saying I have got 25 years experience or I've got my CFP, what I'm going to say is I help small business owners remove the burden of worrying about funding their current lifestyle and future retirement using their business. I do this by getting money out of their corporations tax-free while getting stock market returns with 0 market risk. Although you will retire just one time, I have guided small business owners to retirement hundreds of times. This makes it very difficult for someone else to say they do what I do. From a business standpoint, let's examine my social proof. I've helped hundreds of small business owners retire successfully and comfortably. I would post testimonials on my website and my LinkedIn. Now, the other thing you want to think about with the UVP is it's got to be provable. Now, how would they know that? How would they know that until after they become a client? Saying I'm a really smart person, or I really care about my clients, or I'm going to try really, really hard, those things don't really matter at the end of the day because none of them can be proven. You want to look for things that you can quantify and that you can prove. Can you demonstrate it? In essence, yeah, actually you can. Show them. Don't tell them how you can actually help them. Show them, here's XYZ strategy that's worked for another client just like you. By plugging in your numbers, you can see that you will save X amount in taxes every single year. By taking those tax savings and investing it, it will add $240,000 to your retirement account by age 65. Not only can I prove that I can help them, but I quantified it with a number that they can actually get excited about. So the question is, what makes you different? How are you different? What makes you truly unique? And if I walked into a room full of financial advisors and I was your ideal client, would I know that you were the right advisor for me? How would I know? Do you have a UVP that's clearly carved out? Do you know what it is? Do you know what differentiates you from every other advisor? And as your ideal client, do you know how I'm going to clearly see that you are for me? If not, developing a strong UVP is a great place to start. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer each and every one of those.